Hello, America. This is
the fastest 2 hours in radio.
I think we really need like an intellectual revolution.
Now, of course, this is not so much a show as it is a special event.
The Morning Edge.
With Fox 2's Vic Faust,
We need to have a little talk here.
Chris Knight,
Hang on.
and Eric Johnson.
The more bizarre he gets,
The more people like him.
A complex mechanism that in itself must be operated by an even more complex entity, you.
The Morning Edge starts now.
Chris, I'm not ready to start.
Why not? It's Friday, Vic.
Because there's so much going on. This is the place to be today. I'm still freaking logging into my darn computer. And it's not because it's slow. It's because I'm slow.
That's all right.
Is
Some
that fair?
days are for others.
Oh, my God. I'm trying to catch up with everything. It's been a crazy, crazy morning.
I did see that green tie last night.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys, I'm like
It looked
9
good.
out of 10 times. You guys tell me to, or I ask, and you guys suggest when it comes to color because I don't have time during the day, really. It's like I'm not kidding you. I literally go, okay, what I wear yesterday, what I wear Tuesday, what I wear Wednesday, what I wear Monday. Kind of one of those types of deals.
Well, green's my favorite color, so I just threw it out there.
All right. And it worked. It certainly worked. We had that going on, that's for sure. Welcome into the show, everybody. It's 8:03, Friday, August 26th. Glad everybody's joining us. Share the show. You know what to do on Facebook, 100.7 The Viper. You can share it on Facebook. You can also jump in on the web stream. Do people still listen there, Chris?
I think so. Quite a few, actually.
Yeah, it's like 100 times the amount of people that listen on Facebook. We love the crowd that we get on Facebook, and the interaction is second to none. First of all, from our standpoint, your standpoint, educating, entertaining, all of us together taking your topics. But if you're ever traveling, like one of our guests, Robert Peterbaugh, he's traveling this morning. He's bummed out, but he's traveling through Benton Harbor and some beautiful places in Michigan this morning. So he's going to try to get on Facebook and or the streaming app to listen to our guest at 9 o'clock, which is the one and only Ron Krzyzewski, the Stiefel CEO, fresh off his game in Chicago yesterday, where he brought clearly Paul Goldschmidt a lot of good fortune as the Cardinals got their offense kicking again, which was fantastic.
Is he going to get the triple crown?
Possibly. I didn't think there was any way, and I would still vote no.
Yeah.
But I hope I'm wrong.
I know. I think this will be beautiful to see because, I mean, that hasn't been done since like the 20s, I think, or something. It was like ridiculous.
Runs,
I should know that fact. But
I
when
think
saw
Pujols
that,
I think Pujols has a better shot at 700 than he
I
has
mean,
at the
both
triple.
would be
I
freaking
know.
awesome.
The fact we're even talking about it now.
Oh, you know what? I got an email this morning. So if anybody's interested, if you buy your 2023 season tickets through the Cardinals, you get a ticket to every single 2022 post game home game.
Oh, dang.
So if that's something you're interested in,
Dang.
you're looking forward to hopefully the Cardinals ripping through the postseason here, and you want some of those tickets on
Ripping
Albert
through the postseason.
and Molina's last year. Jump on that, get your season tickets for next year, and then you get all these postseason tickets.
Chris, 2 days ago, I had somebody still say, hey, I saw you at the baseball game behind home plate. Have you been back yet?
No, next, when is it? We're playing the Nationals.
Oh, yeah, it's one of the
It's not next week, but I think it's the following
week after that.
I'm going to go back down there for that.
Is you taking Andy?
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, those are
Did you take-
weekday
It's a
games.
Wednesday night.
Could you take
Yeah.
Eric?
Could I take? Yeah,
Those
I
are
could
weekday
take
Or
games.
would Eric enjoy it?
If Eric would show up. I'm not sure that he would show up. Eric will tell you one thing and do another.
Wait a minute. Even for behind home plate seats?
Yeah, I
Eric
think so.
may not show
It doesn't matter.
Wait, Wednesday's band practice.
Yes.
Is it
I
really?
It is.
I could hear
All
that.
right.
Is it really?
Oh, that's what I was told.
Oh, damn! You know his schedule, don't you?
Yeah,
No,
Why are you blushing?
No, it's not that I know his schedule. We actually hung out at Wenty's on Wednesday together, and I got to meet some of the band. And I thought they were just all hanging out, and they made the comment that this is what they call band practice, and so they hang out on Wednesdays.
What Wednesday was he at Wenty's?
2 days ago.
He was there 2 days ago?
Yeah.
At what
Oh, wow.
time?
See,
I
we
think
don't
he showed
get-
up like 7:30ish.
See, he's a little bitch.
I
He
gotta-
doesn't tell you
Oh,
and
we're
I.
we're getting on
Well, I got
that.
a
Yeah,
text
yeah.
saying, hey,
Yeah.
I think we're all going to be down there.
Yep.
And I had curriculum night at my kid's school. So I was like, I can probably show up after.
So he texted you and said he was going to be at Winty's.
Somebody texted me, let me know that they
Obviously,
were all
it
going
was
to
a
be there.
direct text. It wasn't in our show text.
Yeah.
Oh.
See, we didn't get the invite. He just hangs out with Crystal at Winty's.
Oh, I get. Well,
See
You
how
guys,
it
we
works.
went and saw, when we saw Jimmy Lizzow at the Funny Bone, that was a really fun night. I wish you guys would have come.
oh, couldn't.
We
make
had a
it.
good
I was
night.
working.
I know, but even after.
I was working. I couldn't do that. Well, anyway, I tried to help out Eric. I did because I felt like he might have been a little, maybe, like really wanted to be there that Saturday night that I was there. Now I could be wrong, but I felt like
Well, did you hear him yesterday?
he felt like he was missing out. So I was just trying to help him out. So if he can't do it, then you got your boy Andy.
Or you could go.
I can't.
Yeah, you could.
I can't.
We're not in ratings. You need a
can't.
day
I
off.
can't.
Mandy's been off for 2 weeks.
I know. I'm getting run down.
We'll see. It's 2 weeks away.
I feel like I got the experience of a lifetime already. I'm like, I feel still on fire from that night.
It's funny you mentioned that because somebody had mentioned
Literally
it to me
and
last
figuratively.
night at bowling.
Really?
The Viper bowling team
where
started.
they were
last
like,
night.
hey, take me, Chris, take me.
No, I seen you at the Yankees game all damn night. And
Yeah,
once
all
I seen
damn
you,
night.
Once I seen you, I couldn't look at anything else.
Yeah, it's
It
the
was
Russian
like,
mafia.
yeah,
We're doing
it's-
the glasses and
There you go.
You literally can't unsee you guys. You can't.
well, apparently you have a wife, according to Tracy McDonald Blevins
I
on the
do.
Facebook line.
I do.
And she
Okay.
would probably like to go to the game.
Does she like sports though?
She's not
I didn't
real
think
big
she
into
liked
the
it.
whole
No?
baseball thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
But she'll go. But
Yeah.
she's not jumping up and down saying, take me, take me.
Has Caitlin caught the bug
Now,
yet?
she does want to go.
Oh,
Caitlin does want to go.
That's
school night.
Here,
How late
so-
would you take her all the way to the ninth
Oh,
inning
this is
on
on
a
a
school
Sa-
night?
oh, this is on
Maybe
a
I'll do
Saturday.
that.
No, it's a Wednesday.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a Wednesday
It's a
night.
Wednesday at 6 o'clock. So maybe
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
do that.
You know what?
She'll be tick-tocking down there.
Here's what you need to
Yes.
do with Caitlin. You need take a little booster seat for her
Yeah.
to sit in. I'm not kidding. Prop her up, and she's right behind, and that will be the cutest thing that's ever been behind home plate, bar none.
Yeah, she's adorable.
Well, maybe I'll do that.
Tracy, hopefully that's good. We have now negotiated for Chris, so it's still family blood. Anyway, so we've got Ron Krzyzewski coming up at 9:05. Can't wait to talk to him. So much to talk about when it comes to the market, when it comes to the ruble, when it comes to gold, digital currency, whatever questions you may have. There's nobody better than Ron, and he takes questions. And just love it that he's given us some time. I might throw in a question or two about his trip to Wrigley yesterday. So
Hey, we won.
that's all nice. It's always nice to have a jet at your leisure. Which is why,
Except when he can't call from it.
yeah. Well, he was on. I didn't press the issue.
Oh, okay.
Chris,
Maybe
as you
that's
know,
what it was.
there's a time in life where you got to put the full court press on,
That's right.
and there's times when you just got to sit back into that zone defense. You get my analogy?
I do.
I figure, and you know that, and being a businessman.
I do.
So that's what you do. So anyway, that's coming up at 9:00. Hey, big weekend. Cardinals in town all weekend long. Massive games near sold out. They may get a record one of these nights, maybe more so than the night that you and I went to, Chris, which was the most watched baseball game in the new Busch
Right.
ever.
Yeah.
Ever. I can't even remember the exact total, but
47,000?
it was that much.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not expecting that kind of crowd yet this weekend, but it'll
Oh,
be big
no.
with the Braves. First place Braves, first place Cardinals, all weekend long. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the Sunday night games on ESPN, which is really cool. And go figure, Adam Wainwright is pitching again. I don't know how it happens, but it seems like he gets these big night games. I'm just glad he's pitching at Busch. So that's on this weekend. High school football affects a lot of people in the area. In the state of Missouri, begins tonight. It began in the state of Michigan. I know we have Michigan listeners yesterday because I've got friends in the state there from my wonderful time in Michigan that their kids were playing last night. So coming up at 8:25, we're going to talk to Jim Powers of Fox 2 Friday Night Football team. He's also the creator of Scoops with Danny Mac for high school. So he and Danny McLaughlin have combined. So they have an awesome Twitter site. He's concerned though. He's been a ref as well. And we're still short. It's like scary time. referees when it comes to all high school sports, not just high school football. COVID appears to be gone for good. We'll talk to him about that and what could happen this year in the fall. We checked in with him last year, and I think we still had kids wearing masks at some points last year, going to games or coming out of games, things of that nature. Also, love you guys. Sammy Hagar's here tonight. The whole damn state going to be red.
I wonder if Eric's going to go.
Oh, to Sammy Hagar?
Yeah.
Does he like Sammy Hagar?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Remember, he likes Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah, well, he did.
But he don't
when
like.
he was around.
Yeah.
God rest his soul. So the Red Rockers going. Pete Ferretti's going. He says from Circle 7, hey, if you get a chance, go out and check out Circle 7. Pete Ferretti at Circle 7. They support our show immensely. I was out there just a couple weeks ago. Had an awesome Saturday lunch. Beautiful. They've got the great Buddy salad, the best pretzel bites in town.
My dad loves that Buddy salad. He gets extra barbecue.
He knows what it is, huh? Oh, my
That's
gosh.
his go-to. I like their, I think they call it chicken fajita, but it's to me more like a chicken tortilla soup.
Oh.
Right? It's like on their Friday, Saturday, Sunday. My son loves it. Like if we say Circle 7 and it's not Monday, if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, he is like, ugh. Okay, fine, I'll get something else. But if it's Friday, it's like, get me 2 soups.
If it's non-steak, it's my boy's favorite place.
Yeah? Oh, no.
And they have steak there, which is good. They just...
I almost knocked my coffee over.
Yeah.
Sorry for that noise.
Chris, have you been to Circle 7 recently at all?
No,
There's lots of great... I can't believe how many choice... I don't know another like restaurant type of bar type of place that is like that has as many choices and as many choices that are damn good. There's a reason why it's packed all the time. And we talk about people being in a situation where they're struggling to find workers. They've got like 15, 20 workers zipping through, zipping out all the time.
It's always
massive.
busy there.
So anyway.
I love how I can go and get something super carby and get the chili mac, or I can go and they have so many healthy options too.
Interesting. Joe Patterson says if it was David Lee Roth, Eric would be in the front row.
Yeah.
Joe, I love it because you're exactly right. That's exactly what would happen. So we're just catching up. Lots of things going on, which we were just referring to. If there's something we've missed that's going on this weekend, the weather's supposed to be good all weekend long again, which is fantastic. We'll see where that goes. Other news, things that are happening before we get into it, and I'll let, because we're going to be getting into this high school stuff. Found out last night, a friend of mine had her car stolen. It's a Porsche. It was a Porsche. 2.5 weeks ago from Basso. Now, for people who don't know where Basso is literally right across the street from the big Amico sign, right on the edge of Richmond Heights in St. Louis. You know the area right there, Chris?
I do.
That's where Donald, who we've had on our show, my hairstylist, his place is right next to Donald, right next to Basso. Well, got my hair cut 2 days ago. Looks good. Oh, I got my hat on. You can't tell. Sorry. I'm walking up to their, because they live right next to their business. The boat's gone, and they have a Porsche, blue Porsche. The windows were all busted out. They had blue awning covering on the side of all the side windows. I walk in, I'm like, what the hell happened? Oh, Vic, they tried to rob us again. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me, because Donald's friend had his car stolen from that same Amico station.
Damn.
And they said St. Louis City Police don't do anything. And I'm not ripping police because you guys know I love police.
No, why would you? When you have a prosecutor
but I'm just
like
telling
they
this
do.
is what the people are saying. They say St. Louis City Police don't do anything. And Donald has made it clear. He's a law-abiding citizen who was told by police you're better off to get a gun, protect yourself.
Yep.
And he loves the police. He has a police flag that flies at his place. He used to fly a Trump flag at his place. And he lets people know, I lived in communism, and you better wake up, because when you lose respect for police, when you defund police, when government takes over, it reminds me of communist China. And before you know it, things will happen. So bottom line is, he said 2 weeks ago, they broke out the windows of the Porsche. They tried to steal it, couldn't. Tried to find anything in it that they couldn't. But they stole his boat. He had his boat in the parking lot for 3 days. because it was the parking lot to his business.
They stole the boat?
They stole the boat. It has not been recovered. Now he says insurance will cover it.
Yeah, but
He's like, but the boat, he's like, and at our age, he's like, we're trying to go through that whole process again. He's like, inventory's down, boat prices are way up. He's like, we don't even know if we'll get a boat again. Who knows? But in that same night or same 2-day period, my friend had her Porsche stolen from Basso while she was inside. She's inside having dinner and drinks with friends, and it's stolen. Well, turned up yesterday, turned up last night. Guess where?
In the city.
Chicago.
No.
All
the city of Chicago.
Completely totaled. Completely totaled.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. A newer Porsche in the city of Chicago. So those are some of the things that are going on.
I mean, and I understand just because I have personal experience, and I hate that I do, the insurance situation when your car's been stolen, because I had a car stolen, it was stolen the middle of October and going through city police and all of that here in St. Louis. And I didn't get a paycheck for the coverage of what my car cost until March 31st. So I was lucky that I had the ability to have access to a car. But for somebody who doesn't have access to another car, that's 5 months you're out on any kind of transportation, because that amount of money taken from you is insane.
Hey, Drew, why is it Donald's fault that his car was busted into and his boat was stolen? And Drew also said, okay, I'm looking at it. I was told to get on the line. Police don't do anything about cars being broken into.
I'm sure Drew
Okay.
knows all too well.
Amy says GTFOH. You know what that means, Chris, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just making sure. That's what all those kids say,
You
right?
can leave. Yeah.
That was funny, Crystal. Jack White, also in town Sunday, St. Louis Park. Damn, you guys rock. Getting all the information out there.
Oh, and George Thorogood's opening for Sammy? What?
George Thorogood.
No way.
I want bourbon. I want scotch. I want beer. You remember that song, right, Chris?
No.
You don't?
Of course I do.
Okay, here's my Eric. What? What?
Of course I do.
I remember the first time I
The
heard
only
this.
good song he had.
Oh, he had some other good ones.
I don't know. Would you take being a one-hit wonder or just not at all?
I don't know. Maybe we should ask Gangnam Style.
I mean, there's some people who have done pretty well off of that one-hit wonder.
Chris, can we go to break with Gangnam Style? Because we got to go to break here in like 2 minutes. We've got Jim Powers coming up with Scoops and Danny Mac. We've got Ron Krzyzewski coming up with Stiefel to talk money. I would absolutely love to know if we can get that. Chris, are you going to be able to find Gangnam Style? Do I need to fill the radio time?
know.
I thought George Thorogood was bad to the bone, too.
It is.
Okay.
That's what
My
we'll do.
son is going to the other massive ticket. Remember I told you it was about $700-800 to get a ticket?
Yes.
Yeah, 2. And Eric didn't even know who he was. I was saying
Actually,
this.
none of the three of us did.
I still can't believe that. And Hollywood Theater told me it's the hottest ticket of the entire summer. All the acts that have come through. And it's Morgan Wallen. Saturday
Hey,
night.
at least you said it right this time.
Who is she? Morgan Wallen.
I know, right?
She's hot, man.
Who is she?
You never seen her?
She's got a nice mullet.
Right.
It's a he?
Oh yeah.
You know
Morgan-
who Morgan Wallen is?
Who's Morgan Wallen? It's a country guy, I take it.
Apparently,
Right?
This is a rock station. We listen to.
Right. Hey, listen to Morgan Wallen.
Morgan Wallen.
they had to call in extra security for Saturday night because they are packed wall to wall. I mean, literally, you couldn't get one grass ticket because they've oversold every grass ticket that's possible.
Is he the biggest guy in country now?
Yeah, right now he is touring
Really?
country.
It's country music is
I
just
don't know.
one
You
big.
gotta
country
be
mu-
careful when you look him up because he said some racist things back in the day.
Allegedly,
No,
but if you were
he
in,
does. He did.
well, here's the thing about what he
Proven.
did. What he did, and he went through hell for it for a couple of years too. He was walking, and I'm not sticking up for him, but I like to give the facts. He was walking into his house after a night out with his friends.
Yep.
And a neighbor across the street was videotaping them. And he said something to his friend as he was running in the door.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be in your vocabulary, period.
I agree.
There's no
You and I,
I don't
are on
care
the
if
same
you're just
page.
walking around inside your house. If Alexa hears you say it and wants to record you, you're caught.
That's a great point. It shouldn't be. But that was him, and he had to deal with it. He lost a lot. He went through a lot of sensitivity
that to me
training.
tells me that is actually who he is then, if that's how he talks to his friends. So that's even worse to me.
Can you tell me what the statement was?
I cannot say it on air.
Can people change?
Can you say it using a different word or something like that?
No, not really.
No.
Can people change, though, Crystal?
I think they can, but that was very recently.
Well, then how come he got somewhat?
That was 3 years ago.
I don't think he's changed when his head's gotten bigger in 3 years.
He got more popular.
Exactly. I don't think that's
So that means that there's nobody that really. I mean, they're not that offended by it, right?
Which is sad. They should have been.
Really?
So do you think the 20,000 people that are going to his concert tonight are racist then?
No, I'm not saying that.
Oh, okay. Just all right. Let's just.
I don't throw everybody into category, but
You're going?
I'm going. He's racist.
Saturday. You're going.
Saturday, I'm going.
Oh,
I'm not racist.
So you know who Morgan Wallen is?
I do.
Who is she?
You want to go, Eric?
No.
We got to get to break.
No.
Hey guys,
We're gonna go.
don't go anywhere. We
Country
come back.
music is all
If it was
one big
David
song.
Lee Roth, you'd go with me.
Country music is all one huge song. The song, the artist changed, but the song doesn't.
Guys, we're off and rolling on a Friday. Don't go anywhere. The fastest 2 hours of Morning Talk Radio, 823. We'll come back and find out why we can't get refs anywhere, not only in the state of Missouri, but around the country. Jim Powers right next, coming up. Ron Krzyzewski coming up at 9. Can't wait. We're packed. Back with more right after this.
The Edge Morning Show. Back in a moment.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required. Refund available for 60 days after purchase.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. Results are guaranteed or your money back. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's 4hims.com/joy for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/JOY.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents
and Doug. And we're back with Limu, Emu, and Doug for the final question. Category is things you climb.
All right, Limu, what do you think? You sure? We're going with Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Oh, so close. We were looking for stairs.
Huh. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
This year, Progress West Hospital celebrates 15 years of caring. A member of BJC Healthcare, Progress West Hospital has had the privilege of serving the St. Charles County community since 2007, proudly delivering more than 9,800 babies, treating more than 330,000 emergency patients, and performing more than 36,000 surgeries. Thank you for entrusting Progress West Hospital, your best medicine close to home, for 15 years. To learn more about Progress West Hospital, visit progresswest.org.
If you want the best, don't settle for the rest. Come to F&S.
F&S Collision Repair provides the best customer service, quality of work, paint color match, and paintless dent repair. They do it all. No job too big or too small. Just what your car or truck ordered. F&S Collision. Call today to schedule your appointment and get that car repaired. F&S Collision Repair.
How long does it take to tackle a home project? With Angie, you could cross it off your list before this ad is over. Just tell us what you need, indoor or outdoor, repair or redesign, and we handle the rest, sending a top pro to get it done. You don't have to lift a finger, except to tap the screen or click the mouse. Plus, Angie is free to use. So bring us your next home project, and we'll bring it home. Download the app or go to Angie.com. That's ANGI.com to get started.
Dirty exterior? Don't scrub it. Wet it and forget it. Wet and Forget, the easy outdoor cleaner. Wet and Forget works overtime with Mother Nature to eliminate unsightly black and green stains on the exterior of your home with no scrubbing, power washing, or bleach. Use Wet and Forget on all your outdoor surfaces, including decks, siding, roofs, and patios. Wet and Forget is available as a concentrate or extreme reach hose end. Purchase Wet and Forget in-store or online at Lowe's, Menards, Ace, or Walmart.
Hey, it's Shanny for Mascots Bar and Grill, and I'll tell you what, if you're looking for a place to watch the game with friends, Cardinals, Blues, whatever, it's Mascots Bar and Grill. If you're looking for a place for happy hour, it's Mascots Bar and Grill. Heck, grab some friends, get a table, and play rock and roll bingo every night and twice on Saturdays at Mascots Bar and Grill. You can win some great prizes. Seriously, great prizes at Mascots for playing rock and roll bingo. And it's absolutely free to play. Wednesday night is ladies' night, and you won't believe the specials they have going on there. Come by for lunch. They're the home of the legendary lunch special. You go tell them you're FOS, you're a friend of Shanny's, and you want that big old burger and fries for just $5, and they're going to give it to you fresh and hot, just the way you ordered it, and it's so delicious, and you don't have to do the dishes. If you go once, you will go again and again. Mascots Bar and Grill, home of the legendary lunch special.
Now, back to the Edge Morning Show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. It is The Edge. Eric Johnson's here, Chris Knight, Crystal Cooper, and Vic Faust of Fox 2. Eric, so nice of you to join us this morning. We heard you had a wonderful time at Wenty's Wednesday night. We'll get into that. Chris was wondering where his invite was.
Wow.
Of course, I work, so I couldn't come, so.
You got to understand, for the last...
We heard band practice took place at Wenty's.
For the last 15 years, my life is littered with, hey, Chris, you want to meet us out at... Oh, man.
Oh, it's bullshit. I mean, that's crap.
Hit the delay button.
Not just me.
Hit the delay button.
No, you know I'm telling the truth. Hey, man, we're heading out to blank. Oh, man.
I've experienced that with both of you.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
Usually, if I'm out, I'll be like, yeah, we'll be over there.
At least somebody sticks up for me.
Well, I'll call Chris. But you know who's always there if I call him? Jim Powers. If I want to hang out with Jim.
Yeah?
Jim's there, and Jim calls me to hang out. It's just tough to get to South City.
Not on Friday nights.
Yeah, it is. I'm busy. Jim Powers from Scoops with Danny Mac. Also from Fox 2. Friday high school football season kicks off tonight. Our friend. Heck, Jim, the last time we had you on the show, we were all worried about COVID and masking and basketball players with masks on. That's all done, right?
That's all done. Let's do something that we haven't done in a couple years, and let's play some football and some other fall sports without worrying about protocols and masks and temperature checks and all that kind of stuff, and see big crowds. And if the jamborees were any indication of the crowd support, I'm telling you right now, it is just going to be an unbelievable fall season for these kids.
Yeah, it is.
Jim, have you ever heard of Morgan Wallen?
I have not.
I barely heard of him until he got in trouble. I just know that.
It's a chick pop singer. You'll love her.
No, yeah, okay. If it's not ESPN Talk, Sports Talk, or what, I don't listen to
exactly.
it. What do you, Toto.
Jim, what do you...
Toto, I don't listen to.
Toto. Is that your group, Toto?
Toto's the group, man.
I like
I gotta
Toto.
go back to my 80s, 90s roots every now and then.
Toto's one of my favorites.
And Jim is the unofficial mayor of South St. Louis, so Toto is the unofficial music of South St. Louis.
Yes, it is.
That makes so much sense. That makes so much sense. With Journey, a close second.
Hey, Jim, before we talk about the high school football season kickoff tonight in the state of Missouri, what the hell's going on with refs? Is it still an issue for all sports?
Yeah, it is. I mean, you know, we're still going to be in a shortage, and in our meetings with the St. Louis Officials Association and talking with some of the other folks around the state over the last couple of weeks, it's getting to proportions to where within 3 to 5 years, we are going to see full schedules of Thursday night football, Friday night schedule, and Saturday football because there's just not enough officials. They're already telling teams that, you know, if you get tonight's going to be a great night for football. A little warm, but it's going to be great. But if we get a Mother Nature that decides to throw us, you know, a curveball on a Friday night, it's going to be difficult for a lot of these teams to make their games up on Saturday because there's just not enough officials.
Wow. How do we fix this problem?
We're screaming right now.
How do we
need young people, and we need people to start giving back to the game.
Okay, that's easy to say. But let's go through the process. Let's say everybody on our radio station is listening and they're like, I want in. And you know what, to be honest, Vic, I've always wanted to be a ref. I have literally
What haven't you wanted to do?
Well, refereeing is one of those things like, oh, I'm sure they got enough people. I'm sure getting in to be a ref
now
is
you
hard.
know they don't. And you would be a terrific official, Eric.
So would you. Let's go.
No, it wouldn't. I'd be going after, if somebody yelled at me, I'm over the top turnbuckle into the crowd.
I take it back.
I'm throwing a chair on somebody.
I didn't even think about that. You're right. But, okay, let's get to point A to point B. How does someone right now going, you know, I thought about it. That'd be kind of cool. What's the process to get started, and how do I become a ref?
You know, the first thing is to go to the Mission website, mission.org, and register to become an official. Then you pay, I believe, the first sport is $65. That gets you all of your rule books. That gets you sanctioned by the state. And then once you go through all that, you basically reach out to one of the assigners. Pat Burns does a lot of the assigning here in the St. Louis area. Greg Ranson does a lot out in the St. Charles area. So you reach out to one of those two and say, hey, I've got my registration in. I'm ready to get going.
Okay.
And then the officiating group, like, you know, St. Louis Officials Association, you know, we have mentoring meetings. So we pair up young first, second-year officials with veteran officials, and that helps the process as well. You're just not getting thrown out there on an island, so to say. You're going to get training. You're going to, you know, have somebody that you can talk to that can walk you through different things. Now, your first year, are you going to get thrown into a varsity game? No, you're going to be able to get your feet wet working some freshman level and some junior varsity level. But once you get through that and you start to get comfortable, then you're going to get varsity games. And I'm telling you, you'll get varsity games a lot sooner than what it was in years past. Because in the years past, you know, it would take 2-3 years to get a varsity game. Now, once you get your feet wet and you get comfortable and people are starting to see you and you're doing a good job, you're going to be working varsity level games right out of the gate.
Can you go varsity to college and then college to pro?
Of course.
Can
That's
that
pretty
happen?
much how it works.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn. Okay.
But Jim, what is the financial aspects of all of this to give people an idea of, number one, what you're making in high school for game or what you can make? 2, who's paying that out? And 3, is it possible to add more money to the kitty for everybody?
Well, I you know, and that's been the great thing over the last couple of years is, you know, Brian Kessler, who just retired from Parkway West, was an absolute, you know, godsend for the officiating community because he recognized that officials were being underpaid. And he, you know, along with the great folks at the Suburban Conference and then some of the other conferences have all gotten together and they've actually bumped the pay up for officials. So for a varsity football game, you're going to make around $150 for a Friday night.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
a basketball game, you're going to make $88 for a couple hours of work. You know, one of the things that they want to try and do is make it financially, you know, appealing, so to say, for getting folks out there to work. I mean, you know, volleyball, and I'll use volleyball as an example. You work a JV and a varsity volleyball match, you're going to make anywhere from $130 to $150 in one evening.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
See, I would do that because
it's great money. You know, and so the schools have really stepped up in helping promote officiating, but also they recognize that we were way behind a lot of the other states in the country when it came to paying the officials.
Well, you didn't even know. You didn't even know. I mean, I love this. So, are you looking for females to come and coach high school football?
Oh my
God! Not coach, but ref.
We would take females.
You'd be great. Crystal would be awesome.
To work any of our sports.
I could see you in black and white
The NFL. They've got female officials working. The NFL
They're all over now
on the college level.
Yes,
you've got females working college. I mean, absolutely.
Yeah. No, I don't. There's no problem there. I
mean, maybe being 6 foot tall, they would maybe won't run up on me as quick as they would.
I think they're not going to run up on you. They're not going to run up on you.
But so, like, so when you play football, though, you don't ever, as like someone growing up playing football, you don't ever ref other people's games, right? Because in volleyball, having played volleyball and done the select route, when you're in a tournament, you're playing pool. You always ref each other's games. You're not necessarily the head ref, but you provide the net ref and then the lining judges.
Yeah, so they always switch out.
I'm surprised. Yeah, so I'm kind of surprised that volleyball of all of them would have, I guess, a lack of anybody because there's just so many more people who have had to do it through their career. Do you see what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'd go back to doing it for sure, but the hardest part for me is I'm at my own kids' events right now at that time. So
right, absolutely, and that's the thing. You know, volleyball, you would think that there's not a need for it, but I'm telling you right now, there is a need for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it would be great to see some of these former players and coaches that are interested. I'll tell you right now, we had a couple athletic directors that retired last year from St. Charles County that are going to referee volleyball this year. And that is awesome.
That's great.
You know,
so you guys don't recruit.
Do
you try? You can't do this, but so let's say I want to ref. Me and Vic want to ref. I only know football. I don't know the rules, ins and outs of volleyball or soccer or any of that stuff. So do you guys try to recruit the football guys to go over and do other sports in that? Or
Absolutely. When I started, you know, here in Missouri, I started strictly basketball. But 5 years ago, you know, Mark Probst, who was the assigner at that time, knew I was open in the fall during the week, not Friday nights, obviously. But he says, hey, have you ever thought about volleyball? And I said, I know nothing about volleyball. And he goes, it's easy. Read the rule book. Use your common sense, and you can do it. And I tell you what, I am having an absolute blast refereeing volleyball right now.
Okay.
That's awesome.
You know, it's a lot of fun, and you can definitely do that. You know, all you got to do is, you know, they've got some great videos online that you can watch to help you with certain rules and different things along those lines. But, yeah, anybody, we're recruiting football guys to jump over to basketball. We're recruiting the basketball guys to go over to volleyball.
Yeah.
We're recruiting a lot of the basketball guys to go over to baseball, softball in the spring and fall.
So I have a quick question from the Facebook line. Joe was wondering, do these overly aggressive parents have anything to do with people just not wanting to do the job?
Good question.
Or are we just still recovering from COVID?
Good question.
There's a couple big factors. And number one, you know, we are coming out of COVID. You know, and we talked about this, you know, in the couple times I've been on. I had to sit out the first year of COVID from doing basketball because I could not wear a mask and run up and down the court. And there were quite a few of us that had that situation. So, you know, you counter that, you know, coming up, you know, with COVID. But yes, fan and parent behavior is one of the driving forces to the lack of officials here in the metro area.
It's such a shame.
And not even just here, around the country, basically. We've all seen the videos on Twitter and on Facebook about parents, you know, coming onto the court during AAU games, coaches, you know, doing the same thing. And that has a lot to do with it as well, because some of those instances, there's not enough security to make sure that the officials are going to be safe and taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
But the cool thing about the high school side is you've got an athletic director that walks you onto the court, walks you off the court. If you have any issues with a fan, you just tell the AD, and now those ADs are telling those fans, you're out, you're not coming back. And that's been a big, big piece as well over the last couple of years is the athletic directors and the administrators have really taken a big, big lead in ensuring that their parents and their fans and their students aren't going to do anything stupid to lead to them getting thrown out. There's actually some schools that have basically told their parents, if we have to remove you from a game, you are banned from coming to any games the rest of that year.
I mean, we would have gotten in a lot of trouble at Villa if we would have caused any. I mean, they like legit would have not. It would not have been okay. It would not have been
Jim,
okay.
Jim, real quick, is that a 1099 pay schedule?
Yes, it is.
And-
yes, it is. No taxes. You know, you follow, you'll get a 1099. You know, but the cool thing is, tax-wise, your mileage, your uniform costs, those are all write-offs.
Okay, that's fair enough. High school football tonight, we can catch on Fox 2, right?
Yes, absolutely. And finally, I get to go back to the Fox 2 studio after 2.5 years.
Wow, see, there you go.
Hey.
Yeah, but Jim got close. He was out. What is that?
It's his sports music.
Oh, it's
'cause he
Jim's-
gets to go back.
Jim, we were playing some
Studio.
sports music for you.
Yeah,
Let's
tell
go.
CBC to stop recruiting everybody
So-
in the
so-
area. while you're at it.
So what time can we catch you tonight?
10:10 tonight on the 2 Fox. And then, you know, all the great content. Actually, I'm sitting here. I had my Friday story for Scoops with DannyMac.com pretty much done. But then the new classifications and districts come out this morning. So guess what? I'm sitting here redoing a whole story because of all the craziness with the new classifications that cut loose this
Well,
morning.
first of all, talk about. I was going to bring it up. We're not getting rid of you. That's not why the music was played. It was just some music to play over you. Tell everybody about this. You and Dan McLaughlin have combined for what I think is the best high school football coverage on Twitter that you're going to find,
Yeah, you know, Danny came
and
up to
all
me.
sports.
Yeah, we you know, he approached me back in December and was like, hey, you know, I really want to do this. I want to, you know, put free content up on my website that is devoted strictly to high school. And he asked me if I was interested, and of course I jumped on it. And we got going in January, and it's just been unbelievable. The response has been terrific. And the thing is, it's free content. You know, we do a Monday story, which kind of wraps up the weekend. On Tuesdays, I'll do polls. Wednesdays, we'll feature a student athlete from around the area. Thursdays, I have my podcast, which has just been unbelievable, you know, since we started doing it. And then Friday is the weekend preview, basically. But, you know, Danny, you know, he's got 2 kids that are athletes as well. His daughter and son are unbelievable golfers.
Yep.
Here in the metro area. And he sees the, you know, the worth in putting high school coverage up on his website. Now, when I get to share a website with Bernie Mickler, Jay Delsing, and Dan, and Ben Frederickson over at the Post, you know, I'm like, what am I doing with these guys? You know, I shouldn't be writing on the same website as these heavy hitters. But, you know, it's been so much fun. You know, just putting a big spotlight on these kids because they absolutely deserve
You
it.
deserve to be there. I was in a room one time with John Clayton when I said Kurt Warner is going to be in the Hall of Fame, and he laughed at me.
Did Clayton did?
Yeah, he laughed at me. I said, well, it was the first Super Bowl win that he got, and I go, that guy's he's going to get his golden jacket. And he goes, kid, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. That's what.
God rest his soul.
Kurt's got this nice little jacket that he wears now. So.
To holiday events.
Hey, Jim, before we let you go, and I know it may not work for listeners all over the place, but we do have a massive listening audience in St. Charles County. How does Francis Howell move from 6A school down to 5A with the massive, what I'll call area that they have kids coming into that school? You said districts change this morning. I saw Francis Howell move from 6A to 5A.
Yeah, you know, Francis Howell going down. And you know, the way that they do it is, you know, they get everybody's enrollment and you declare what sports you're going to participate in. And once they put all that together, they take the top 32 teams in Class 6, enrollment-wise. And that's who gets put into Class 6. So how, and I talked to Sean Irwin a little bit ago, you know, they were on the bubble the last couple of years because, the growth of so many of the districts out in the Kansas City area and down in the Springfield area as well.
Yes.
And so he kind of knew that they were going to be on that bubble, so to say. And this year, surprise, surprise, they get bumped down to Class 5. And honestly, Class 5 this year, if you can win Class 5, you're the best football school in the state of Missouri. And I'm not taking anything away from Class 6, but Class 5 is an absolute meat grinder. You got Jackson, you got Powell, you got Webb City, you got MICDF, Chaminade, Ladue. It's Dumont North. It is just an unbelievable class.
What are the 6?
Holt,
What's Class
Elias,
6? Holt. That's right.
There's so many in 5A. It's not.
What about
whatever.
6A? It's CBC. It's
and Liberty North.
Liberty, and who else?
Right.
Here's the thing: the SMET gets out of the CBC district this year, so CBC, has I don't want to say easy path, so to say.
Yeah, they do.
In winning their district. But it got a lot easier. But if you're CBC, you still got to play a Kirkwood team that's really good. You got a U-High team that's got one of the best kids in the state, and if not the nation, in Ryan Wingo. That district is tough. But then you look at the SMET. They get Hazelwood Central, Hazelwood West, Pattonville, Rockbridge, Troy, and the way that the bracket is set up this year, you could have an All St. Louis final. If you see CBC can get through, and you mentioned Liberty North, Vic, that could be your state semifinal, a rematch of the state championship last year between CBC and Liberty North.
Hey, Jim, Troy Buchanan's the real deal, in my opinion.
They absolutely are.
I know they lost a lot last year. That team is good.
There's a shout out to Troy right there.
And Vic, you've heard me say this many times.
Yeah.
If you live in St. Charles, in St. Louis County, and do not drive across the bridge to see football in St. Charles and the GAC, you have no clue what you're missing. The football out there has just absolutely gone off the chart with Troy, with Holt. The 2 games that they had last year were off the chart. You look at Hal. You look at, Zumwalt North.
I'm told Zumwalt West is on the rise too, Jim.
I mean, oh my God, it's ridiculous.
So, do you have a report card for these?
Out there.
Do you have a report card for these kids on the high, like the starting quarterbacks of all these teams? Do you have them in a spreadsheet somewhere, starting right now?
I was fortunate this year to where I sent out a questionnaire back in late June. Everybody sent them back to me, and I literally sit here and I look at stuff and. I see who's going to be the kids to look out for, who's going to be the kids to watch.
Do you got it? You got a Jake to Tony on your list anywhere?
No.
Oh,
Did
see,
I know that name?
that's my nephew. He's the starting quarterback over at Howley or Zumwalt East.
But what year is he?
He's a
Zumwalt
junior.
East is going to have a good year this year. They're turning the corners. Kid wise, I just mentioned Ryan Wingo, but there's a kid down in at Stuckman, down in Jefferson County, Paul Rubel. This may be the best all-around athlete that we're going to see in the area.
This is
he
good
was
stuff.
Tremendous last year. He led the
for
area
sports fans.
in touchdowns.
We got to go have a
he's
beer.
Really, really good.
I feel like we need to take
Jim,
him
we
out
got to
have a
let you
beer.
go, man. We appreciate all the time you gave us. We can catch it. Chris, do you want to say something real quick?
Can you just repeat the website that people can go to try to get to be refs for us really quick? You said, was it Misha?
It's Misha.org.
Okay.
And just go to the officials tab, and it'll walk you through how to get signed up and all
Love
that good stuff.
Love it. I love it.
All right.
I didn't even know it was a possibility for him. I still have a chance to get in the NFL, Vic.
You do. You can make
You
it.
do.
I love
Absolutely.
Jim, we'll see you on Fox 2 tonight, my friend.
Sounds good, buddy.
Thanks, Jim.
guys. Appreciate y'all. Thanks, man.
All right. It's always good to catch up with. Hey, if you want to go ref, you can do that. I mean, there's some opportunities.
Like I said, I would if I didn't have my own kids after.
Yeah. Football's easier because you're not as close to the fans. So people can yell and you don't always hear it as much. You really don't get a lot in football. Now, basketball, volleyball, they're right on top of you.
They are.
Umpires for baseball, fans are right on top of you.
Yeah.
The good thing with volleyball, though, is there's very few calls that are like judgmental calls. So it's not so much something that like either the ball hits the line or it doesn't. Either the ball hits the net or it doesn't.
Those
either
are close
somebody's
ones.
in the net or they're not. You know
Come
what I mean?
on.
Like the few that can be a little like iffy is if you're lifting the ball when you set. If you hold it too long.
McEnroe broke many rackets because of close calls, didn't he? I think it's easy. You are a parent that goes out to Howell, Zumwalt, St. Louis High School, whatever, and you start a ruckus. You're gone. You're 86, just like a bar. You never come back to a sporting event ever again.
If they did that, it would help. And they're trying to in certain areas. They are trying.
Yeah.
So,
And we need to take that pressure off these children. I mean, to be completely honest, it's
true.
not just about these parents
Yeah.
not holding their tongues. It's how do you think the kid feels on the field watching their parent get stared at
Yes.
and yelled at?
And just like someone on the Facebook said, back to COVID, it's time to switch gears.
Yeah.
Because we got to talk about the Illuminati coming up.
oh my God, stop it. We're talking money. We're going to take a break right now.
You think I'm kidding?
When we come back from the break, Crystal's got your birthdays. I got your news headlines. And we talk with the Ron Khrushchevsky of Stiefel.
And we're
He
not
is
going
the
to talk.
CEO.
We're not going to talk about interest rates for your damn loans. We're going to get crazy. We're going to go deep. Don't look at me that way, man.
I'm going to look at you that way
Don't look
because
at
I'm
me that
looking
way.
at you like,
Oh, yes, that's right. I'm going to figure out what's going on with Biden's garbage that he's pushing through right now. I'm going to find out. I'm going to find out what's going on in the dark web. I'm going to find out
the
what's
dark
going
web.
on
Oh,
in
Ron
the
knows
Illuminati.
about the dark web.
He sure does.
Don't you dare ask him a question about the Illuminati.
He is the Illuminati. No,
Oh my
I'm
God.
kidding. I'm kidding.
What the hell are you talking about?
No, I'm going to figure some stuff out today.
Now we know why you were so dead yesterday because you had band practice and shots at Wenty's with Crystal.
I
on
wasn't
Wednesday.
dead yesterday.
Last
I'm like
night,
the Energizer Bunny. I can come in
last
here
night you
hungover.
rested, didn't you?
Huh?
Last night you rested
I feel like I haven't changed my schedule in months.
because tonight you're playing somewhere. Where's PRL playing tonight?
Oh, Helen's.
And tomorrow night you're at Helen's too?
You know that's right.
Oh, right.
It's PRL tomorrow night. He's playing with somebody else.
Oh, Metal Studs tonight.
Yeah.
That's correct.
I know about Metal Studs.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what. I'm fired up today about this financial stuff.
Eric
I got
Johnson.
to get to the bottom of it.
Chris Knight, Crystal Cooper. I'm Vic Faust of Fox 2. It is the fastest 2 hours of morning talk radio. Michelle says, get it, Eric. Get it. Get it, Eric. Back with more right after this.
This is the Edge Morning Show.
Live on 100.7.
The Viper.
Please leave a message at the beep.
Hey, it's fun. Remember me? Miss you, buddy. Look, I know it's been a minute, but we gotta get the fam back down to Holiday World and Splash and Safari. They've got 3 of the top 5 water coasters in the world. Remember getting soaked on Mammoth and Cheetah Chase? Or screaming down monster roller coasters like Thunderbird and Voyage? Tickets are still at holidayworld.com. Oh, the kids want to say something. Go ahead.
My daughter used to be a shining star. I would tell her, there's nothing you can't do. Now, it's like living with a stranger. It happens so fast. Centerpoint Hospital, real help for addiction and hope for a bright future.
If a young person dear to you is facing substance use, the Changing Point at Centerpoint Hospital now offers adolescent treatment solutions with detox, 4-week residential, and outpatient treatment. The Changing Point for Adolescents at Centerpoint Hospital. Hope for a bright future.
How long does it take to tackle a home project? With Angie, you could cross it off your list before this ad is over. Just tell us what you need, indoor or outdoor, repair or redesign, and we handle the rest, sending a top pro to get it done. You don't have to lift a finger, except to tap the screen or click the mouse. Plus, Angie is free to use. So bring us your next home project, and we'll bring it home. Download the app or go to Angie.com. That's ANGI.com to get started.
Today's show is brought to you by the Car Pickup Line, the first week of school. They can email and put up all the signs they want, but some people will just never get it. Right, Heather?
This is the Edge Morning Show.
Kelley Blue Book is the one-stop shop for pricing, fixing, selling, and instant cash offering. Instant Cash Offer is exactly what it sounds like. An official offer to buy or trade your car. Just enter your VIN or license plate, answer a few questions about your car's history, and what kind of condition it's in. In minutes, you'll receive an offer to sell or trade your car that you can be sure is fair. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car and schedule a time to meet. For all of the its, KBB.com.
Hi, my name is Takia, and a little thing that I love about the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is when I take a bite, it's the perfect blend from the bacon to the cheese. It's perfection.
Hey, I'm Katora, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A mac and cheese is it kind of melts in your mouth, so you know it's creamy, cheesy, and delicious. This gooey mac makes me cheese every time.
Order dinner delivered on the Chick-fil-A app today. Delivery fee and other restrictions apply. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Things are a bit tight lately. That's why I love Kohl's. I went back to school shopping and got kids' clothes for under $6, sneakers for less than $20, and an extra 20% off already great deals, like 25% off backpacks. And get this, you can save more with a Kohl's card and earn Kohl's Cash. Talk about more style and more savings. Select styles, 20% off ends July 24th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Hi, this is Caitlin. You're listening to the Eggs Morning Show.
Jay's RV in Warrenton does factory and extended warranty repairs on all models and is the only mobile RV repair company in the area. Now is the time to get your RV checked out at Jay's RV in Warrenton for service or bodywork on any brand. Jay's RV will get you ready for a problem-free season. Sales and service the way it should be. Jay's RV. Online at jaysrvrepair.com. That's jaysrvrepair.com.
Now another hour of the Edge Morning Show on KFNS Troy St. Charles. The Edge Morning Show.
Hi, this is Conrad Bellman at Bellman's Carnection in St. Peters. Right now, we're buying any pre-owned vehicles. At Bellman Carnection, we will take anything on trade: farm, house, truck, cars, and SUVs. Bring into a Bellman pre-owned car, truck, SUV, or van today. The inventory is always fresh, so hurry in before someone else buys the one you want. Bellman's Carnection in St. Peters at Highway 70 and 370, where you will never pay the max. Online at carnection.com.
Shop in one place, O'Fallon Overhead Doors, for your residential and commercial garage doors and gates. As a locally owned, family-operated business, O'Fallon Overhead Doors provides 5-star service. Their technicians are not paid on commission, so they won't sell you something you don't need. Looking for a new door, a repair, or yearly maintenance? Call O'Fallon Overhead Doors on Continental Drive in Wentzville, 272-2722. Showroom open weekdays 8 till 4:30. Free estimates on new doors. Visit O'FallonOverheadDoors.com.
The Edge Morning Show. Yeah, we know we don't start as early as the other shows because we're a lot smarter.
Viper Weather with legendary chief meteorologist Dave Murray.
Hi, this is Viper meteorologist Dave Murray. It's a beautiful Friday morning across the area. Partly sunny skies today. I think we'll reach about 88 again for the high this afternoon. Tonight, mostly clear skies. Evening temperatures will be in the 80s, 65 for the overnight low. The weekend, the last weekend of August. Saturday, partly sunny and 88. Saturday night, partly cloudy, 68. Sunday, kind of a changeable sky, a mix of clouds and sunshine, and a couple of showers and thunder showers will be around any time on Sunday, but the focus on the afternoon, there's a cool front slowly pressing in. 88 for the high on Sunday, keeping it a little unsettled Monday and Tuesday of next week. From the Viper Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray. Now back to the Edge on 100.7, The Viper.
Whipper River Electric, a Touchstone Energy cooperative. The Edge Morning Show.
Local headlines now with Fox 2's Vic Faust.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. 9 o'clock is our time. Let's look at some headlines here. It's been 1 year since Lance Corporal Jared Schmitz was murdered in Kabul, Afghanistan at the airport. Mark Schmitz's father, of course, has joined us on the show several times. You remember the patriotic display of St. Louis County, St. Charles County residents lining the highways. Never forget the sacrifice that Jared Schmitz gave for his country. There was an overturned tractor trailer closed hand lane in Berkeley this morning. Lots of problems there. People were wondering. Yeah, always a problem during rush hour on a Friday morning. Boeing's partnering with advanced manufacturing innovation They've got some new products coming to market there, which will be good for the country, obviously for the St. Louis area. The goal of the group is to establish a more diversified manufacturing sector. They teamed up with SLU and UMSL to co-lead research and development. Now Boeing's going to invest in the Innovation Center, so hopefully things will work out there. We've got Louis Reed, the former aldermanic president in St. Louis City, and Jeffrey Boyd. They're expected to plead guilty this morning to bribery charges, both changing their pleas. We'll be checking up with attorney Scott Rosenblum on that. Of course, Scott Rosenblum representing Louis Reed. He told us that on the radio show in regards to what's happening there. Hey, there's some job fairs happening for St. Louis City Soccer Club. Right now, check out their website. They're trying to fill a bunch of positions. Could be a great job to get involved with a lot of hype. And Eric, I'm glad you're on board with the soccer now because I'm telling you, it's going to be insane. And 6 months from now, the season starts. Mark my words. If they're decent, it's going to be great. Also, Cardinals come back to town for 3 games. We know that. Huge crowds at Busch expected this weekend. Birds 5.5 games up. Goldie looking for the Triple Crown right now. He leads in RBIs. He leads in batting average. By the way, he leads at the majors in those 2 categories. And he's only 1 home run behind off the lead for home runs in the National League. Crazy.
Schwarber.
Kyle Schwarber, Phillies. Let's look at your morning headlines on Pick Faust.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
It's your birthday.
It's your birthday. That's right, I served you cake. I'm Peggy. Pull your leggy.
Happy birthday.
It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Go.
All right, it's birthday time. Virgos born on this day possess a strong sense of purpose. They have a great devotion to fairness and desire to apply these energies for the benefit of others. They also tend to be quiet and introspective. Some of these people, though, I don't see as that, maybe because of what they chose to do for a living, but Macaulay Culkin is 42. Remember him? He rose to prominence as fame in a child star Home Alone series, also did My Girl in Richie Rich. Right now, if you have any desire to get to know what he's doing, he runs a podcast called Bunny Ears. Melissa McCarthy, she's a great actress. She's 52 today. I didn't know this, but she started her career as a supporting role on The Gilmore Girls. I've watched a lot of her films, so Identity Theft, Bridesmaids, The Boss, and then there's The Heat and Spy. Those are some good ones, too. Shirley Mason, you guys know who she is? Lead singer of the band.
Of the band what?
Garbage. You don't remember that? Stupid Girl, right? That's a good one. Only Happy When It Rains. She's 56 today.
Okay.
Moving on to some athletes. James Harden, NBA player, 33.
Absolutely.
He's a guard for the Philadelphia 76ers. He has a 2-year contract with them, $68.6 million. Signed that in July.
What?
2 years, $68.6 million. But it makes sense because he's one of the top NBA overall scorers in the league.
He's
and
33.
he did win us a gold medal in the London 2012 Summer Games.
He's 33.
Yes, he is. And he is extremely talented. And if you've caught him lately on social media, he's dropped some weight. Looks pretty good.
All right.
David Price, MLB pitcher, 37, drafted first overall in the 07 MLB draft to the Tampa Bay Rays. Currently throws lefty for the LA Dodgers, primarily relying on his four-seam fastball and sinker. Both of those hovering in the low 90s, which is pretty good. Elvis Andrus, he is a MLB shortstop, 34 years old, Venezuelan American who once rated by Baseball America as the number 2 prospect from the Atlanta Braves organization. He is currently underneath Tony La Russa at the Chicago White Sox. Leon Redbone, singer-songwriter, musician. He specializes in jazz. You might know him from singing Baby It's Cold Outside.
Blues,
that too. Zooey Deschanel sang that with him for the movie Elf. He would have been 73 today. And then Mother Teresa was born on this day in 1910. Roman Catholic nun, missionary, and 1979 Nobel Peace Prize winner.
Yes.
She is also known as the Saint Teresa of Calcutta. We're wishing the happiest of birthdays to all of our famous friends. And hey, if you have a birthday out there, I hope you have a great day.
We're celebrating! Hooray!
Today is National Toilet Paper Day.
There'll be toilet paper everywhere.
Toilet paper.
Today is National Toilet Paper Day.
I'm not happy with the toilet paper.
The toilet paper feels like sandpaper.
You're going to get the softest, most beautiful toilet paper.
Extra expensive toilet paper.
Toilet paper? Yeah.
Toilet paper.
We out of toilet paper!
Hoard your toilet paper. Showtime.
What? That's the stupidest day ever. I'm sorry.
It's Dog Day. Today is National,
It's National Dog Day as well.
Why would you have toilet paper in the intro today?
I know. It doesn't make sense. I get it. But it is what it is, and that's what the service provides. So, we roll with it. That's Eric Johnson, Chris Knight, Crystal Cooper. I'm Vic Faust of Fox 2. Thanks for rejoining the fastest 2 hours.
Sorry, I'm just thinking how much more important toilet paper was to all of us a couple of years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Because it was important.
Chris bought me that for my birthday, April 14th, 2020.
It was a currency.
And I've never been more happy with a gift in my life.
It was like a currency.
Yeah,
we could have traded it.
What a great intro into Ron Krzyzewski.
Ridiculous.
Chair of the board, CEO at Stiefel. One of our most popular guests. Ron, thanks again for taking time. I know I've been hounding you to try to get you on. Thanks for taking the time this morning. You enjoying life, my friend?
Vic, did you just say what a great transition for my interview? Did you actually just say that?
Yes, because he talked about currency.
I love it. He's calling you out already. He's like, excuse me.
Ron likes to bust my ass. That's why.
Did you just say bust your ass? Did you say that?
I just said that.
I think he thinks about it now because I made fun of him for saying ours.
Yeah. Off the rails.
I guess I do.
Off the rails.
Yeah, I get. Ron, you are a wanted man when it comes to media across the world talking finances. Anything got you excited? Anything got you a little bit worried this morning?
Well, first of all, our Federal Reserve Chairman's talking as we speak over in Jackson Hole, and the markets have been anticipating or wanting to know what he has to say about the economy. I think it's going to be much of the same, which is the Fed is going to continue to raise short-term rates until they think inflation's coming down. But if you have a reaction in the market in the next half hour or so, it's going to be because he said something they didn't expect. But that's real time and live right now. So I'm not listening to it. I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
But we'll
you're
see
right.
what
I
he has
just
to
saw.
say. I think overall one of the things that is interesting from a policy perspective is the recent decision to forgive all this student debt. Look, Vic and team, I know a lot of your listeners. There's people that are sitting here going, "Well, wait a minute, that was a great thing." That's because they had student debt and they got forgiven, and I would say, great to them. And you got other listeners that are saying, "Well, wait, I never, I paid my student debt, or I went to trade school, or I started a business, I didn't get anything," and they're probably not happy about it. So without taking sides on either side of that argument, what I would say from an economic point of view is that, we've been dealing with inflation, and you just don't drop another $330 billion in the economy and don't think it's not going to worsen the inflation problem that we've been dealing with. And so that's how I look at that. We touted $100 billion federal reduction in that most recent act that was going to occur over 10 years. And with a stroke of a pen, you're going to drop about $303 billion in the economy. Mm-hmm. So that has me concerned.
When I hear you talk, you sound very calm, like bedside manner of a doctor that you might have terminal cancer. You know what?
Yeah, Ron doesn't get overly excited.
Life has been good for you, but this is your new reality now. Do you ever? I mean, you're on radio now and you're talking to us. Do you ever sit back in your house with a nice warm tea overlooking your backyard, going, "We're screwed"? Do you look at the news right now? Do you look at the news and go, "This is not $1 trillion, but maybe $3 trillion that this new government has added to us"? That this student debt thing is $300 billion. It is not a small sum of money. Do you ever just sit back and go, "Man, this industry has changed. I don't know what to do here," because this is what the Biden administration is doing is overwhelming.
Well, it certainly is. It's certainly a lot of stimulus and in many ways, it is, it's a philosophy whereby, government, should, take care of many of your needs. I don't believe in that. I believe that, when you give money away and you give someone, or if you give everyone $5,000 and then it ends up costing $7,000 more to pay for your basic expenses, I think most people will realize that didn't work, that trade didn't work, because it's really the cost of goods, not paper money. And so to answer your question, I do get concerned, but I do. I'm gonna sound really kind of patriotic here a little bit, but I really do believe in the American system, which is that any policies that get put into place, the voters get a chance every 2 years to decide. And so, come this November, I think you're gonna see a repudiation of some of the policies which are really spending too much money that we don't have. One of Margaret Thatcher's great quotes was, the former the former Prime Minister of Great Britain. She said, well, there comes a time when you run out of other people's money to spend. Yeah. And that we might be getting, at least in the short term, near that.
Yes.
Because we've been spending a lot of money.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Now, so while you've been talking, I know you teased it in the beginning that Jerome Powell is speaking right now. I just got a alert on my phone. It says, Fed's Powell pledges to combat inflation, quote, forcefully, but warns economic pain. And it quotes him as saying, while higher interest rates, lower growth, and softer labor market conditions will bring down inflation, there will also bring some pain to households and businesses, he said. These are the unfortunate costs of reducing inflation, but a failure to restore price stability would mean far greater pain. So just to kind of catch everybody up on that's what he said so far.
Well, I think he's saying what I just said, and that is that in very basic terms, what the Fed does by raising the Fed funds rate is to dampen demand. They want to dampen demand, and people worry that if you have demand dampen too much, it'll cause a recession. And of course, people don't like that, and that's the pain that he's talking about, with the pain of a recession, which would mean the unemployment rate would go up, and you'd have that pain. However, the pain of inflation, which is running, it's been running 8-9%, although I think it's coming down. That's much more insidious on the average family, and he knows that. Insidious in both for working families. So if it's one thing. You don't feel unemployment if you're employed. You might feel sorry for your neighbor that's unemployed.
Right.
Okay, but inflation impacts everyone. So everyone's going to the gas pump, and so whether you're employed or not employed, you go, holy crap, that costs what? And so that's why there's going to be more of a focus on bringing down inflation, even if it causes an economic recession.
I've U-turned to go back to a gas station because I was like, wait, hold on. Did that really say what it said?
We've got all kinds of questions coming in right now. One from the opposite side, somebody who, Ron, did like the handout for people. I mean, he's entitled to his opinion. He's like, Ron, should big corporations get handouts? And I don't know what specific incident he is talking about, because I do understand every situation has a situational circumstance.
Well, first of all, I assume your listener is talking about, and I'm making an assumption, he was probably talking about in 2008 when the financial system was bailed out, and so many financial institutions took government TARP, it was called. I'm happy to say, by the way, I can talk my own book here, that while many financial institutions took TARP in 2008, Stifel was not one of them. So I do not. I like to believe when I was given the opportunity to take government assistance, I turned it down.
Yes. Kudos to you, Ron.
Good.
Yes, I just did. I was one of the few financial institutions in the country that did not take TARP, They wanted me to because they were afraid that someday I would be saying, they said, look, we don't want you 10 years from now be saying you were one of the few financial institutions that didn't take TARP. And I said, who would say that? I say it all the time now. But to answer the question, no, I don't think. I think that whenever policy goes bad, and I think that the financial institutions got bailed out. They did pay it back, by the way, but that's neither here nor there for this question. But the student loans got out of hand. It got to the point where there was no correlation, or no. In many cases, you were taking on $100,000 of debt for a job that was going to be very difficult to pay back that debt.
Whose fault is that, though? That's
it was so easy to get free.
That's the student and the parents' fault, and it's also the fault of the institutions taking advantage of everything with multi-billion-dollar endowments. At some point, don't you just have to take responsibility for yourself when you're signing contracts saying, yeah, I'll pay this back if you give me a degree in philosophy, and it's a $200,000 nut coming out of Harvard or whatever? Isn't there some point where the kid and the mom and the family goes, this is our fault. This isn't the government's fault. This is our fault for being this stupid. Do you kind of subscribe to that, or is it like, give them $10,000 and they'll be fine?
Well, look, I think that first of all, you're never going to get me to argue against personal responsibility in any aspect, business, personal, no matter what happens.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a great country because you do have to have personal responsibility. On the other hand, government shouldn't be making it relatively easy, in fact, very easy to take out, a $200,000 loan for a job that has the prospect of making, significantly less than that.
Right.
I'm not sure that I just say to the people it was entirely their responsibility. I think the student loan program ended up being, what's the old saying, the best laid intentions are all roads to hell are paved in good intentions, or something like that. So I don't want to say that. What I do want to say is that as we sit here today, putting $330 billion into back into the economy, really into the hands of people who really have a propensity to spend it, is not going to help the inflation front. So there you go.
Well, that's a good point. I want to move on to something a little more nefarious, if I can. And I would love to see what your thought is on this one. Digital currency is on the White House's website right now, coming out in December. It's very opaque to me. I don't understand what it's about. Have you heard about the Federal Reserve participating now in cryptocurrencies and this and that and the other? And what do you think about that?
Well, I think you have to be a little careful, thinking that, don't equate Bitcoin and the Feds wanting to have a digital currency. Just think of it as much of our economy today is a digital currency. I mean, when you swipe your credit card, you're not putting quarters in the machine. You're not putting dollars out. You buy stocks. You're not sending money in. A lot of these are done electronically and digitally. And so much of the country is digital that I always roll my eyes when people say, we're a paper currency. We're not. We have digital. Now, to the extent you want to get completely rid of paper, then the government may, come up with a form of a digital currency.
Well, it's not about paper so much, Ron. It's not about paper so much. It's the country formed this thing, and it was backed by the gold, and then all of a sudden paper was attached to that, and then paper became like, we won't worry about attaching it to the gold so much. So it's kind of like this bizarre transition into worthless currency. To me, it feels like it's worthless currency. But and then the complaint is that, wow, the Fed now can literally log on. I mean, this is TikTok stuff, but the Fed can log on now to your Social Security number and know exactly what you're doing. And that's where the nefarious part kind of comes into people online with conspiracies and whatnot.
Yeah, look, first of all, I didn't think that anyone should be able to look into your bank account. I don't, look, the currency, the dollar is basically, think of it as the equity value of the U.S. economy. So when you say it isn't pegged to anything, well, it is. The dollar is based on the U.S. economy, and that's why you'll see the dollar fluctuate in world markets.
Mhm.
So I'm not a proponent that says that a currency has to be pegged by a hard asset such as gold. That's back in the 70s, and I don't believe that. I think that the supply is going to be controlled. However, ultimately, it's the strength of the U.S. economy to support our debt that's going to support the value of the dollar. And I think a more interesting question today, if you want to talk about things that need to be looked at, and I don't want to say if it's nefarious or not, but this whole concept of crypto and crypto deposits is something you all should be talking about a little bit. And what I mean by that is just
Record the tape, Chris.
putting the word crypto
We're doing it.
and deposit into the same sentence is, more like Luna and Celsius, okay? And what happened was that I have many people that I know, some of them I think are pretty sophisticated on these things, will say, I put my paycheck into this crypto wallet, and I own Celsius, and it's pegged to the U.S. dollar. And then one day you wake up and about $80 billion goes poof. And it's completely outside of any regulated financial system. And it's too easy to get for the average American. They just download an app, and they can exchange good money for bad money. And I think it's a real issue. And I think, I think people need to stand up and say, hey, there needs to be some regulation on that.
Okay.
Because otherwise, it's just the wild west.
But it is very, it's complicated for people like myself to even understand that. It's people like you that need to be very public about this. Maybe not you, but people that understand finance, that can do a PSA.
Well,
and
Ron
let people,
is when he gets a chance to speak on it.
Well, look, if you go into a traditional bank and you put a deposit in a traditional bank and that bank fails, generally in history what happens is some regulators walk in, they might take the place up, but the next Monday your deposit is in another bank and it's insured by the federal government.
Right.
And that came after the whole debacle of the 30s. And that's what happens. And if you've been reading about these cryptos, when they fail, there's no one that shows up. There's no one that says anything. There's just an article that says, $80 billion disappeared. And a lot of people say, wait, I thought that was a deposit.
Yeah.
But it's not.
But there is a bigger picture. I want to get back to this. Is crypto a way for our government, our democratic government, a government that's now this is speculation, but do you think they want this new world situation and crypto is the best way to integrate all these markets together?
You mean markets from around the world?
Correct. And then you can talk about China and Russia trying to form a new currency based on cobalt and these. I mean, seriously,
the ruble's doing great ever
ruble's
since
doing
Ukraine.
fantastic. Exactly.
Well, you've asked about 10 questions there.
I know, but I'm trying to get to this new world thing that I always. It's Conspiracy Friday, Vic.
But how does that happen? How does the ruble go up when what's happening is going on?
Ron, just take whatever question you want.
Yeah,
well, let's start. Well, hold on. Let's start here. Do
just
you
throw a dart?
Hey, look.
There's a fear.
Eric's losing his mind.
I am losing my mind because it's so. I see it on Facebook every day.
When the economy in Italy, back in the day, when the economy in Italy really suffered versus Germany, it took a lot. You had to exchange a lot more olive oil to get a Mercedes. Okay, and that is because the currency would change, and that's how the world balances. If you kind of want to see what's happened. The euro is a little bit of trying to come up with a world currency, and it really hasn't worked because unless you can harmonize fiscal policies and taxing policies, then a single currency really isn't going to work. And you can take that right through to crypto and say you're not going to have a world cryptocurrency without some centralized policy, fiscal, and taxing policies. So I read a lot of these things. It's a lot of fun conspiracy theories, and you can read them. But That's not the case. The most important thing for the Americans listening on this call is to understand that our policies need to protect the value of the U.S. dollar, because the world currency today is not some crypto. It's not the yuan. It's not the sterling pound. It's not the ruble. The currency of the world today is the U.S. dollar.
Okay.
And if we lose that as a country because of stupid policy or spending money like we don't have it, and the world loses confidence in the U.S. dollar and turns to another currency, say China's, the standard of living in the United States will be materially worse than it is today.
One more question,
and so that's
Ron.
why I get concerned when people say, "Oh, let's just spend all this money."
Yes.
No, you got to watch the value of the dollar.
You need to do a commercial for real quick.
Chris.
Real quick.
Like, no.
Ron, let me ask you a question. So we're talking about crypto on Ethereum. It's supposed to come out next month with Ethereum 2 with staking. What do you see with the future of Ethereum in crypto world?
Look, I think, again, crypto and some of these blockchains are going to change a lot of the things that we do. One of the things that you just need to be a little wary of is when you start changing code in smart contracts, what you're really trying to do is replace the legal system. You're trying to say, hey, we're going to have staking, we're going to do this, we're going to be able to liquidate your account without a court of law. And so basically the programmers are going to hardwire smart contracts and the way business gets done, yada, yada, yada. Okay, be careful, because I read more about bad code getting hacked than I do about some code changing the way we do commerce in the United States. So I think it's interesting, but not that big.
What?
And that's why we get Ron on the show. And the time goes too fast.
Ask him one more question. I need to know, if I walk into your office,
Stop it.
And you were like, and let's say you were lit, and you were like, so what would be the thing you would tell me? Go, I'm really afraid of this. This is what worries me, and this is what you need to know.
You wouldn't get to his office. There's a lot of a lot of security.
That's rude.
I don't have any guards.
Yeah.
Maybe that was just me, Ron. I think I had
so
to pass
rude.
through 3 levels of security.
I have today. I said today. I really worry about. I really worry about the geopolitical situation. I worry about, that it's 2022 and tanks are rolling, which we never thought would happen. Natural resources, the impact on the economy, on the world, and on human lives, and what's going on in the Ukraine, and can that spread or will it be contained? And that binary question, which is, does it spread and become more impactful on the world, or do we finally put that to bed? That is the number one question facing the world today, and that's what I worry about. The rest of this stuff is all yes, we're spending too much money, but we have elections, and the beauty of the United States is the pendulum will swing back if we get too far, and we're a great country on the world stage. We shouldn't be. The world shouldn't be rolling tanks around and killing people. I mean, my God. So that's how I'd end it with all of you. Great talking to you.
Thank you.
I hope that your whoever has this commercial waiting isn't getting mad at you, Dick.
Yeah. No, not a. Hey, Ron, do you ever take hits like the average guy as we send you off?
Do I what?
Do you ever take a personal beating in the market?
Of course I do.
Okay.
Well,
so does Warren Buffett.
Our listeners are so impressed by you. They're like, damn, does he ever take a hit like the rest of us average Joes? I think I do the answer.
You can't win if you don't lose.
Exactly.
I just made that up, by the way.
Hey, there would be no market if you couldn't lose.
Everybody has.
But listen, I just for your listeners, be smart, and just don't think you're so smart that you can borrow a bunch of money to make your bet. If you're going to make it with savings. Keep leverage out of the game, and you'll be fine, because over time stocks go up over time. But if you get levered and you get sold out, then you don't have time for that. So that's what I tell you. Other than that, It's a beautiful day here in St. Louis.
Yes, Ron.
Everyone get out and enjoy the day and have a great weekend.
Lock your car up.
Ron,
Lock
we'll
your
see-
car.
lock your car.
Lock your
Stop
car
it.
up, Ron.
Ron
He just put us on
Krzyzewski.
such a good note.
Yes.
Of like, it's a
Eric,
beautiful
sorry.
day.
Ron Krzyzewski, CEO from Stiefel. Ron, we appreciate you. You're the best in the business. We appreciate
Vic.
you being so
All
humble
right.
despite
Thank
the
you.
high position you have. All right, we got to get to break. Love spending time with Ron. That's invaluable. I feel like I'm taking a final every time he's on. I'm taking notes. I'm trying to study.
Me too.
I'm trying to learn when you get it from a man like Ron. So we appreciate it. We got to get to break. Back with more of the fastest 2 hours in Morning Talk Radio. After that, I can't talk any faster.
Grab your coffee. The Morning Edge will be right back on 100.7 The Viper.
You know what a booster shot can be like? Charging a cell phone. Just like a cell phone charger helps restore your battery, a booster is given after a primary series vaccination to enhance or restore protection against COVID-19, which wanes over time. Boosters are recommended for people 5 years and older. Schedule a booster appointment as soon as eligible. You can even make the appointment on your phone, as long as it's charged. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Thanks, everyone, for baking your way here on this toasty morning. Are you all ready to jam? Excellent. Before we get rolling, let's start by hashing out everything bagel we'll be discussing. Profit margins are okay, but they could maybe be butter. Sorry, I don't mean to waffle. Next quarter, it's all or muffin. Did you have a question, Sausage Patty?
My name's Patricia.
When you can't take your mind off breakfast, it matters where you stay. Delicious breakfast available at our Hilton family of brands. Hilton, for the stay.
Compass Health Network Express Care offices in Newtown, St. Peters, and Wentzville are ready to serve you today. Compass Health accepts Medicaid, self-pay, private insurance, and offers a sliding fee scale. Don't wait another day to feel better. Call 844-853-8937 for an appointment or visit compasshealthnetwork.org for a location nearest you. Compass Health Network Express Care. Feel better today.
Get a grip on your finances with People's Bank and Trust's new mobile banking service. You can now manage your accounts, check balances, transfer funds, and pay bills with ease and all from the palm of your hand. Activate your phone today by visiting us online at www.pbtc.net. People's Bank and Trust. Hometown banking the way it should be. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
All right, where are we going for breakfast?
I kind of want a breakfast quesadilla.
Oh, I didn't know they were doing quesadillas for breakfast these days.
Well, Taco Bell is.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah, they have this Bell breakfast box now that comes with this breakfast quesadilla that's super cheesy and a hash brown.
Okay, wish I knew about this earlier.
And it has Cinnabon Delights and a coffee in it.
Why did I not know about this earlier?
Try the new $5 Bell breakfast box, only at Taco Bell. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations during breakfast hours only, 7 to 11 a.m. for a limited time. Contact local store for prices and participation when fair. Tax extra. Drinks exclude freezes.
Here's a message for Quiver River Electric members. Vote now in your annual Board of Directors election through August 22nd. Members may vote online, by paper ballot, or at the annual meeting on August 25th. If you vote, you're automatically entered into a drawing for free electricity prizes. Learn more about the voting process, the bylaw proposition on the ballot, and board candidates at quiver.com.
Do you want the best for your car? Then fill up with Premium at Circle K. Circle K Premium is our best fuel with double the cleaning detergent, protecting your engine from corrosion and damage so it can work at its best. And that, my friend, increases your mileage for more cha-ching in your pocket. Plus, when you fill up with Premium at Circle K, you can save up to 20 cents per gallon. Offer valid Thursdays or Fridays at participating stores. For details, visit CircleK.com. Circle K. How convenient.
Here comes more of the Edge Morning Show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. It is The Edge. Eric Johnson here, Chris Knight, Krista Cooper, and Vic Faust of Fox 2. Appreciate everybody joining us. Special thanks to Jim Powers already with Scoops with Danny Mack and Fox 2 football analyst. Then Ron Krzyzewski. We do it all here. We go from referees to the world currency. Geopolitical
I'm done with
situations.
I'm done with TikTok. I am done with TikTok.
Why do you say that
Because it
now?
creeps me. Every time I go on TikTok, I hear creepy news about the Federal Reserve and creepy news about digital currency.
Some of the stuff
and
is
creepy
real, some
news
is not.
About the Illuminati.
I promise you everything you see on TikTok is not true. I have broken down with some friends of mine some of those things that are on there. And I'm not going to get into specific examples, but they'll have you thinking things that are not true.
Yeah.
The problem is you have to do your own homework. You have to know people who are in certain things to decide what is real and what isn't.
You got to get off TikTok, people, or else you're going to have a horrible life.
Or you could have a really good one.
How? Unless you're making
Because
money at it.
Yeah, exactly. It is one of those things. I'm curious. Crystal's a young mom. Do you believe in sparing the rod and spoiling the child? I would say probably not. You strike me as a very easy mom.
What do you mean by easy?
That you would.
You let the kids get away with stuff.
No.
I was just trying to get her going because I know she's not like that.
No. So,
They're sparing the rod and spoiling the child in Cassville, Missouri. Have you seen this story?
no.
Yeah, they're going to go back to some paddles
Woo! Yeah!
for kids in schools
Come
in
on.
Cassville. This made national news. It made national news last night.
What school? What's the name of the school?
It's Cassville.
Well, where's
Cass-
that at?
I don't know where it is.
Let's call them. Tell them we're paddle salesmen.
It's in southern Missouri, Eric. They're going to bring back corporal punishment. The district, the school board for
we sell cricket
Cassville,
bats.
it's in Berry County.
We can personalize
Get your Viper paddle with holes in it.
Yeah, we used to sell
Parents,
oars.
though, parents must opt in to having corporal punishment
No.
used on their child.
No, they act up, they're getting hit.
The punishment would be used. The punishment would be used on their children, and it would be administered by the principal in front of one witness.
The whole school. It would be like an assembly.
The policy states that a child's buttocks can be struck with a paddle, but striking other parts of the body, such as the face, is not allowed.
No,
so they
no.
can get a swat on their arse, Crystal, in front of one other witness.
You're either getting a spanking or eating this whole plate of asparagus. Take your pick.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Yeah, I'll be bending over for that. You know, it.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
I'll tell you this. I'm not going to tell you the elementary school I went to. I got spanked.
Cassville.
I got spanked.
I had a ruler
I
broken
sure
on my
did.
ass.
I sure did. I got
A yardstick is what it was.
Oh, yeah. Nuns walk around with rulers.
I'll never forget this as long
Or
as I live.
sisters.
I'll never. There was a paddle on the wall.
Yes.
Of the principal's
Yeah,
office.
that's the same school I went to.
Was it? I'm not gonna throw these guys under the bus, but somewhere in West County, there was a principal that had a nice, and it looked like a cricket bat. It was what it looked like to me, and they used it. They used that damn thing, and when they said, "Mr. Johnson, get up out of your chair and go to the principal's office," you felt like I'm getting spanked today. There's going to be a damn spanking because I threw a spitball at this chick's hair.
Yeah, I think I made a paddle in sixth grade shop. I'm not kidding. It's like, am I making my own paddle for my own buttocks?
Yeah.
Cassville, Missouri. Welcome to National Headlines.
Corporal punishment.
Would you be opting in, Crystal?
Yes. Here, give me another. Let me sign something else. You need something else? Here's a nice piece of wood right here. Take it and put it in his locker. Let him see it every single day.
You know, there was a group of us that were kind of together, and the kids were all running out and running around, and a bunch of them were causing problems. And I called my two over, and I said, "You better not be a part of it." And they said, "We're not, ma'am." You know, and they walked away. And one of my friends was like, "Did they say ma'am?" And I said, "Yeah." And another girl was like, "She must beat her kids," like just like jokingly. And I said, "No, it's called follow through."
Okay.
They know. They know if
Here's the
I say
deal.
no, you're not talking me into a yes. So you're wasting your time.
Oh, this
Move on.
is fantastic, guys. The world has been created by corporal punishment for thousands of years. Only now are we coming into final approach in this wokester kind of nation. When I was in school, the coach would grab your face mask and he would yell at you and spit at you, and he would hit you, and you became a better person for it. In high school, there are no consequences right now. So you expect these kids, well, why are they acting up? Because they know they have no repercussions. If you know that you go into class and you're the class clown and you're disrupting or you're doing something wrong, and you get that little thing, it's like, you know what? I've had enough. Here's your yellow slip. Go to the office. We'll deal with this later. And you're sitting there waiting for whatever that punishment is. You'll stop. But you can't do it in high school, Vic. It has to be kindergarten through 6th grade. Would you agree with that?
I mean, I think the earlier you can get somebody
Yes.
to understand consequences,
Yes.
the better.
Thank you. You
Yeah.
can't teach an old dog new tricks, Vic. It just becomes fun to them when you're a senior. It becomes a badge of honor.
I think I've gotten a lot accomplished with my young football players when I was coaching up until this last year with wall squats. You put a kid on a wall and have them do wall squats, they'll have tears coming out of their eyes.
That's true.
I don't need to use a paddle. Have wall squats in the hallway. You want to talk? The kids' asses will be hurting from hitting the ground if they're there on a wall for a minute for 5 different sets.
Yeah.
Use a wall squat.
Yeah.
That was punishment. That was like warm up for my volleyball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Warm up is punishment.
Here's tickets to Morgan Friedman. Wait a minute. What's the name of that guy?
Morgan Freeman.
What's the name of that
The
country
pop
guy?
chick.
What's the name of that? what's-
Morgan Mullet Wallet.
Here's some tickets. You need to get your ticket stamped, and you need to watch the whole concert.
We've got we're
punishment.
running the gamut of opinions when it comes to corporal punishment.
Come on, guys.
And stories. I'm shocked at how many people actually had the rod put upon their backside.
Do you not remember when you were a kid?
I thought
and
I was just the bad kid.
Did no one else in this room have a grandma that was very calm when you were acting up? Very calm, scarily calm, and said, Eric, yes, grandma, I need you to go pick your own switch. Do you remember what a switch was?
Yeah, no, I heard these stories.
I didn't have to do that, but yes, I've heard.
I need you to go out in the backyard, and it better not be thin, because if it's thin, I'm going to go get one that will kill you. But I need you to go pick your own switch, make it good, and you're going to get whipped with it. And I need it back here in 5 minutes. So you had 5 minutes to think about that whipping you were about to get. And it was calm. There was no yelling. It was the most scary thing you've ever gone through. Well, I did in my life.
Yeah.
And when I came back the next time, I made sure that I didn't do whatever it took to get the switch the last time, Vic.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
called.
My grandpa gave me a choice of 3 belts.
Oh, that's the worst. And you can hear them snap as you're coming up the
I had
stairs.
one. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, see, I had a grandpa who would say, all right, if you think that's a good idea. And then you'd sit there and go, oh, man, shoot, this probably isn't a good idea. I mean, he wouldn't tell you, don't go do that.
Yeah.
But
And there was always one whipping per word. You remember that? You will not do this again.
That's a lot of SWAT.
As long
That's a lot of
as
SWAT.
you live, we will not go to get pizza tonight.
Holy
you
crap, Eric.
Are I'm serious. Vic. And you were just thinking, hopefully he runs out of words. All right, I'm done.
And it made
Back
you a
to
better
Nancy Pelosi.
and it made you a better person.
I think it did, because there's the human the human mind is programmable. It's like a computer.
Yes, it is. As
It's a
Larry Smith told me,
computer. Yes.
my coach at Mizzou, who was at the West Point. He was in the military academy at the Army.
It's a programmable thing.
He was trained under Bo Schembechler at Michigan.
Oh, damn.
He told us the body is a resilient thing on the first practice. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah, you knew that. You knew
well,
that was going to
anybody with half a brain. And the other guys are like, yeah. Some of the guys, yeah, that's right, it is. I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah.
And you guys
You're
are going
like,
to learn.
that's code, guys.
You're going to learn how resilient the body is.
You know what? I have to agree with Aaron Bland on the Facebook. He said wall squats. That's the reason I have thunder thighs. Me too.
Yeah, me 3. Absolutely. You in trouble? Get on that damn wall.
Yeah.
You can stop doing your wall squats when you read that chapter and can tell me verbatim what it's about.
Yeah.
So in volleyball, I had a coach who would yell the word time, T-I-M-E. Okay. So you'd be in the middle of a drill and he'd be anywhere he wanted to be in the gym and he'd yell time. And you had to shag every single ball in the gym and get to him as fast as you could. And if he didn't think you got to him fast enough, he'd point to the opposite wall of the gym and not say anything. And you'd have to run, touch the wall, and come back. And there were times where he'd hide a ball. And we had to do 3 clap push-ups for every ball that was out.
That's not right.
So,
Yeah, he's a bad person.
but I mean, it kept you on your toes.
What do you mean,
And
Vic?
He needs
he's
to get-
not he coached for St. Louis
Yeah,
University.
he needs to get his ass on the wall.
He would do it with you. That was the thing about him. He was tough right there with you.
Eric, I know who you'd like to put on the wall this morning. The FBI and Mark Zuckerberg.
That's right.
You want to share your story?
Well,
what's got you upset?
I think we come in on this on these days, and if stories break, then we have such an amazing Facebook group. They know the stories before we talk about them. For you guys on radio listening, Mark Zuckerberg comes out on the Joe Rogan show, who is the new face of real journalism. How in the hell is Joe Rogan, the cat that's with UFC, the cat that was on that television show back in the 80s?
This is simple.
He's a comedian, and he is the new Walter Cronkite.
Yeah.
He's the guy that's able to get a story
There's a
through
reason
the
why.
wire.
We've already told you why, and it's very simple.
I don't know why.
And if you had a podcast, you could do it too.
They tried to cancel him. Guess what? He is now immune from being canceled. It's
Correct.
like getting COVID.
Correct.
It's like getting COVID.
When you don't have anybody to answer to, you can get a lot of stories done.
Oh, my God.
When you're not worried about being sued, you can get a lot of stories done.
Or fired.
Or fired. When you have ample time to do said story, you can get a lot of things done.
Yes.
This
he needs
is
to be
how
giving a
it's
master
done.
class at Mizzou at the journalism
There isn't
department.
a master class.
Well,
It's
they
already
need
there.
one.
It's simple. Create a podcast and say what the hell you want and get the best guest and get every side of the story.
Okay, wait a minute.
Eric,
wait a minute.
it's not that difficult.
It is difficult. And I'll tell you why.
it's not difficult.
How does Zuckerberg?
It's simple.
Okay, I'm going to ask you this. When I sent this to you last night, everybody knows the FBI went into Facebook and said, "This is disinformation. Do what you want with it." But I would, if I were you, I
What
would
do you
just
mean disinformation?
when the Hunter Biden story came out, 4 months before the Trump election and the Biden election, the FBI walks into Facebook and goes, "Hey, Mark, can we talk to you for a second?" "Yeah, there's this story. It's coming out, Hunter Biden, probably Russian disinformation. We'll have a talk about it. But, if you could censor it for us, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. We want to keep we want to keep the information down just so that the election's fair and this, that, and the other." And all of a sudden, Zuckerberg, he does it. He then flags this story in Facebook to be a Russian propaganda disinformation thing before the election, when everybody knew it was Hunter Biden's laptop. How do we know? His damn movies are on it. His pictures are on it. His business partners come out and say, I don't know what disinformation you think is going on here, but that's me interacting with him on emails. It's the real laptop. And Facebook and Twitter shut it down. Okay? But here's the thing. So that wasn't the real story, because everybody in this room and everybody on Facebook, we're smart enough to know what the reality. That is old news. The real news to me yesterday, Vic, was that you had this Joe Rogan guy getting a news breaking story from Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg wanted to talk to somebody, apparently. He didn't go to CBS. He didn't go to NBC.
There's reasons
he didn't go
why
to ABC.
he didn't go to those places.
He went to Joe damn Rogan.
Bingo.
What in the world?
Well, because honestly, I think his main platform for doing this with Joe Rogan, if you listen to what he says, is he makes it very clear and he tries to establish a difference between Facebook and Twitter. Twitter completely shut it down. Facebook just pushed it down in the rankings and made it less shareable, but you could still share it.
Yes.
So I think he came out to try to save face for Meta because everyone is clumping them together, and he needed to make sure everybody understood
It
there
felt
was
the
a
same to
clear
me. It
difference.
sure felt the same to me. I'll tell you that right now.
And he knew that's where he could get it out.
If you censor one sentence in somebody's vocabulary, you censored something.
Correct.
I agree with
One.
you. I agree with you, but I'm saying I think he's trying to say,
Lesser.
don't throw me in with that because we weren't all that. We
Or-
were half of that.
He sold
and
out
it still
the FBI.
wasn't good.
He sure did.
Still wasn't good.
The FBI. I
But
didn't know.
Eric,
I didn't know.
there were people on both sides. There were people who thought that they shouldn't have allowed it to be shared as much, and there were people who think that it should have been able to be shared more. So I think, in essence, for a guy who is out of luck no matter what, right?
Pretty
no
much.
matter
He's
what.
between a rock and a
I
hard
thought
place.
He has to establish my business was different because he doesn't want to go down like Twitter
I
does.
see what you're saying.
Or it will be.
I see what you're saying, but I also think that, Zuckerberg, I don't know what's going on with Facebook. I know what's going on with Twitter. I get Twitter. Twitter is just a bunch of millennial hacks that are shutting everything down as much as they
millennial
can.
Hacks.
It is.
No, it's
oh,
not.
Oh, sure it
Eric,
is. It's
it
a woke culture.
It's woke, but
it's
it's
ideological, and Meta doesn't want to be that. I get that.
No, the woke is on Instagram and TikTok,
which is owned by Facebook.
Twitter is not just young people. That's not. I'm on it all the time. It's not.
Okay.
But the deal with Zuckerberg, I wanted to add to your point. You can look straight at the FBI, Eric, and I told you this yesterday in our text. The FBI also sold out Hillary Clinton before her election with Donald Trump. The FBI announced right before the election, if people remember, they pretty much put a stake in her right before the election when they announced that their investigation. So it's not just against, quote, Republicans and Donald Trump, and we're just trying to protect Biden. They helped Trump beat Hillary in 2016, 11 days, or what was it, 12 days before the election. So the FBI, this is not new from the FBI to go in and do something.
It is not new, but
which is why it makes me think things can be controlled.
It is so easy. Like back in 2000, or back when you were in college, Vic, somebody would go, well, it's a liberal media. And then people go, well, it's not that liberal. It seems like 50-50 to me. There was a part of this country's history where you went, I'm not totally sure if it's liberal. What does Bro call? He kind of seems like a Republican, but sometimes he says Democratic thing. No. Now it is cut and dry. Mm-hmm. If where you get your news source is the bent that you're going to get. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
Unless you watch News Nation.
Even then, why did you get Chris Cuomo to come over there?
Or local news.
Why did you get Chris Cuomo?
I didn't get him.
And Leland Vittert, he's not exactly the down the road guy himself.
What?
So I'm keeping an eye on News Nation.
What's Leland Vittert?
He's on News Nation.
No. What is he if he's not down the middle?
He's left. He leans left. I can feel it now.
I don't see that.
It's a feel that I have. I'm literally I'm clairvoyant to the news.
But because of what you're saying, that's why Zuckerberg went to Rogan for exactly what you're saying.
Exactly.
It's actually a pivotal
Like,
point.
I'm waiting for Trump or DeSantis to just go sit down with Rogan. You have to beat the Democrats in that arena if he's willing to have you. I mean, why would you not?
Well, here's the deal.
He
Rogan
would take
did
either one of them.
Rogan,
Exactly.
no, he wouldn't take Trump. He said,
Really?
He would not interview Trump. He said, "Would you have Trump
Why?
on your show?"
I didn't know
I
that.
don't know why. Actually,
Then he's not a true journalist.
sure he
End
is.
of story.
Sure, but he's a different
You'd
kind of
interview
true.
anybody.
I think he
Yeah,
feels like
end
he
of
wouldn't
story.
get. I think he feels like if you're coming on this show, you're going to be straightforward with me. If I talk about whatever I talk about, you need to answer the questions down the middle. You have to answer them truthfully. And I feel like he doesn't think that Trump will give him the truth. That's what I feel. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yeah, well, that doesn't make sense.
It makes a lot of
Because
sense.
if you're going to be this journalist that you say that he is, then you go and interview everybody, and you don't get to call the shots.
Yeah.
It's them answering.
From Facebook. See, Facebook is so on top of us. He said that he didn't want to help him. That makes sense.
Okay.
If he comes onto the Joe Rogan show, it legitimizes.
Then he isn't a true journalist, as you said, because
dude, I know, it's
somebody who's
crazy.
asking questions
It's crazy.
is that you're not worried about helping or hurting. You're just trying to get information.
Yeah, but it
So
does.
Joe
well,
is doing
but
what he wants to
politicians
do.
know how to use
so
the
Joe
right media.
is trying to protect himself, and he is worried about what is said instead of just getting truth to market.
And here's the deal.
Truth to market, fair truth, is the legitimate.
Well, then
part
Joe
of that.
Rogan is your new guy.
No, he's not.
He is.
He just said that
Joe
if he
Rogan-
won't interview Trump, then he's a joke.
If you want truth, you go to Rogan. Elon Musk, Zuckerberg.
Well,
Who
he
else?
needs to interview
Bill
Biden
Gates.
if he'll do it, and he needs to interview Trump if he would.
Biden can't make a
See, that's
a
the
full
problem. In this day and
sentence.
age, we don't get everything we want.
No,
Sorry.
his
It
handlers
just
won't
don't.
let. Biden would be best served if he could actually form a full sentence and go on to Good Morning America.
Yeah,
but
the
he
problem
can't
is
do
he's
it.
a podcaster, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, he really isn't a journalist, so I guess he can pick and
disagree.
choose more.
Exactly.
But
I disagree
'Cause he's
I
a
think
podcaster.
I think he's fascinating how those long form interviews
yeah,
get
they
a
can
lot of
be.
these
The
guys.
problem
out.
is he's not complete, and that leaves him incomplete, and that's a problem. We're way late. We got to take a break. Back with more right after this.
I love these guys. They make funny with their mouths.
The Edge Morning Show.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good. Really good. So good, you gotta try it. With Straight Talk, you can get our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month. Now with unlimited high-speed data, plus 5 gigabytes hotspot data, and no contract, with nationwide 5G on America's best networks. Why pay a whole lot for your data when you can get unlimited for a whole lot less? Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, then get ready to pay up. The IRS has giant private collection agencies actively tracking down folks who owe the IRS. So if you think dodging them was stressful in the past, it's going to get a whole lot tougher. Optima Tax Relief has this advice. Don't wait. Solve your tax problems now before it's too late. Optima Tax Relief works to stop the demand letters, stop the aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS collectors from targeting you. Ask Optima about the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands, and nobody knows this program better than they do. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they get results, having resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get a fresh start. Call today for your free consultation.
Call 800-624-7544. 800-624-7544. 800-624-7544.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hi, it's Julie again with Ben's Moving and Storage in Wentzville, Missouri, located at the intersection of Wilmer Road and Interstate Drive. We offer on-site security and 24/7 access. We are proud to have served as your one-stop shop for all your moving and storage needs since 1984. Right now, we are offering $25 off moving or a free month storage for new customers. For more information, visit us at bensmovingandStorage.com, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook for future storage sales. Ben's Moving and Storage in Wentzville.
By now, you know that sound. It's the sound of the Home Depot. But what about those sounds? Those are the sounds of a new laundry set that provides a powerful yet gentle clean in less time, making this the sound of savings on top brand appliances. The Home Depot. How doers get more done. Final days. Get up to 25% off plus 750 instant savings on select appliances through July 13th. Valid June 22nd through July 13th. U.S. only. Gas dryer extra. See store for details.
Hello? 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 You want to scare the shit out of people and get paid for it? St. Louis's most notorious haunted house is now hiring.
Do you believe in the boogeyman?
Apply online at panicfest.com.
Now, back to the Edge Morning Show.
Guys, welcome back to the show. We got to get out of here. Have an awesome weekend. I'll see you for Fox News at 5. I'll be wearing something blue on blue tonight. And we're to football season, so I don't work the 9 o'clock anymore.
And just
so I work days.
Our people in Wentzville, Jared Schmidt was a hero, but don't let Joe Biden take any of the credit for him being a hero. He's the reason that he's not with us anymore.
Have a great day. Eric Johnson, Chris Knight, Krista Cooper, and Vic Faust of Fox 2. Go Cardinals this weekend.
PRL Saturday, Helen.
And Chris at Morgan Wallen.